So today we got some pretty cool guests, Texas music artists. You guys are storytellers. You guys are lively, and yeah, it's an honor to have you guys. So I got
Thank
Evan
you.
McPherson
Hey.
and Samantha Lynn.
Hello, hello.
Look at you guys. Beautiful people, beautiful conversations we're about to have.
Thank you.
So we were kind of conversing before the show, and we got a lot to cover. Some pretty cool stuff, relationships. Maybe talk about some jail stuff.
Always.
We'll talk about music. We'll talk about some Guns N' Roses. I got the shirt on.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a connection with Guns N' Roses.
Yes,
All
there
right?
is.
Maybe Axl Rose, maybe
You're
Duff.
only one or two people away from him, really.
Izzy Stradlin.
You'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find
It's
out.
not Slash. That's all.
Not Slash. So Slash is
Yeah.
one of my favorite guys.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
mine
he always
too.
has the cigarette just kind of hanging off his lips there.
Oh, I learned all his
the big
licks as
hair.
a kid. Oh, yeah.
So do you do that on the stage?
No, I don't look like him, but I try to play like him. You know.
Dude, Slash is a badass.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he's my second favorite guitarist. My first favorite is Evan McPherson.
Okay, right
Both
answer.
are flattering me
All right,
today.
so we're being politically correct here today. No, let's just.
I just want to make sure it's on the record,
You guys are making
okay?
me blush.
We want to keep it real. So you guys are like I said, great storytellers. You got a lot of great vibes going on. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. So you guys are in for a treat. If you're listening out there, or if you're at work, or you're on the toilet, whatever, chime in. Let us know your thoughts. Ask questions to these two individuals. They play a wide variety of music. So you're not just country people, right? You don't just play country music. You play some rock.
Rock and
Oh,
roll.
yeah.
What
The
else?
album,
What else do you play?
As my
pop.
producer would say, it's a very lush album.
soul.
So it
Lush.
crosses very many genres, and if anything, you kind of feel two genres coming together. But that's kind of the result of my neighborhood I grew up in, or where my grandmother's house was, or things like that. So you
Grandma's
hear
house.
different elements of, I guess, who I am within the album.
What do you smell when you think of Grandma's house?
I thought you were going to ask her if she smelled what The Rock was cooking.
You know,
smell
she would
what The
always,
Rock-
she'd make these wonderful tostadas with cheese for me, and so I have fond memories of like these chalupa shells with the beans and the
Okay.
cheese and
I always
the fresh salsas, and you know,
Making me
or
hungry.
right. I'm thinking about my grandma, makes me hungry too. That or her bunny rabbits. She used to have these bunny rabbits in the backyard, and so sometimes. You know, just the smell of fresh grass, because I remember being little and picking blades for the bunny, and so there's certain things like that.
I always smelled mothballs in my grandma's house. That's old school. Does anybody use mothballs anymore?
I don't.
No, I don't think. Do they even still make mothballs?
I think they do. And I think they still do for sure.
Maybe
They
at,
do?
I think
maybe
they
at
do for sure.
Target or something.
Well, who's buying them?
I don't know who's buying
know.
them, but
My grandma. Well, my grandma's no longer with us, so.
So I don't see moths very often either. Maybe now that the weather's coming
You
in
know
nicer.
what? But the caterpillars that turn into moths.
Those black ones?
Those black ones.
They're all
those
over the damn
fuzzy
place.
Ones.
They're all over the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that like you're about to see a lot of moths.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of dead ass caterpillars on the road.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those big fuzzy ones.
Yeah,
so
the
those
big
things come
fuzzy
out like
ones.
maybe
Oh, man,
once
those
every 5 years.
Yeah, those turn into big moths.
Yeah.
They're real beautiful moths.
Yeah.
So we might want to keep those mothballs around.
I can't stand moths and mosquitoes. But anyway, so let's talk about. You said
Yeah, that's
you're,
Texas for you.
You're combining two genres together, right?
Yes,
Kinda?
on some of the songs. So like on that song "Dirty Little Secret," like my grandmother's house was in Seguin, and it was near the Coliseum, and you hear the rodeo and the country music going on. But then you'd also see you'd hear a lowrider go back, and I remember sitting there one time, and the sound synced up. And it kind of had this urban country feel, and I was like, oh, And then when we were in the studio, they just kind of drew that out of me, and it was. I really love the way the song sounds, because it's not your typical country song, and it's also not your typical pop song either. Yep. So I do kind of like how it is. I wouldn't say country pop, but there's something a little special in it, and I think that's me.
You're mixing it up, and that's
It's
the
cool,
thing.
man, because we got, a Texas songwriter, and then brought her back up to Seattle in the studio. We got Devon Lewis on drums, and he used to tour with Diggable Planets. And so
Okay.
that kind of hip-hop and country.
That's like early
pretty cool.
90s rap.
Oh, yeah.
Diggable Planets.
I mean, he
so-
was touring drummer. He wasn't OGs, but he was still, he was with them.
Right. So when I was younger, I would listen to Diggable Planets, A Tribe Called Quest. Kwame, all these old school guys. But I always
Yeah.
remember Diggable Planets. They
Yeah.
had an album called The Blowout Comb. And that's a fun fact. I can't remember shit else in my life, but I remember Diggable Planets and The Blowout Comb.
Oh yeah, it's a complete honor to have him play on the album. He's playing on all the tracks, and then I got to play a show with him too. So that was
And what's his
amazing.
name?
Devon
Devon
Lewis.
Devon Lewis.
Yep.
So he's a big deal.
Oh,
Seattle,
yeah,
yep.
he's a big deal.
So Seattle music.
What-
I mean, so
yeah.
what I'm gonna ask a two-sided question. So Seattle, I know that was a big influence on you.
Oh, yeah.
Musically. All right.
yeah.
You had Nirvana. You had all the grunge stuff.
Yeah, Soundgarden, Alice in
Soundgarden.
Chains.
I mean, Chris Cornell. You had
Melvins.
all that stuff, and that morphed into a whole bunch of different things. And a lot of people became who they were because of that musical influence.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll ask that question first. How was that growing up? And I mean, was that like in your teenage years? Was that like when your elementary years?
No, you're saying teenager. You know, I learned all the Nirvana songs. When I first played guitar, I learned my power chord, and it was over after that. And so Seattle was a huge influence on me moving to Seattle. And it's kind of funny. Everyone still thinks of the grunge influence, but actually, it's kind of.
Is it died out?
Yeah, a lot of people say it's in Boise now, surprisingly.
I guess that's like Tejano here
but I mean,
in Texas.
Like I brought Samantha to Seattle, and she's like, of course, there's a band covering a Nirvana song, so she's like, see, just like down here, and people cover George Strait songs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Texas gal going to
Yeah.
the Pacific Northwest.
Exactly.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun, you know. But I've lived kind of in that area before. My parents were stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base
Okay,
in
Air
Montana,
Force.
Great Falls. So I wasn't like the Pacific Northwest was something brand new to me, but it was something to be nicely reacquainted with again.
How is it out there? It's vast
The air's
land.
so fresh.
Is it a different
and there's
air from here?
moss, and there's so many different colors of green, and so many beautiful flowers.
You see
and-
buffalo just roaming around?
I wouldn't go that far.
No?
I think it's more Colorado.
Is that Colorado?
That's where I grew up, Colorado. Yeah.
Because we all
Buffalo
watch
Road.
Yellowstone.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was in I didn't live near
That's Wyoming?
Yellowstone. Great Falls is more on your like northern, more in your mountain range area. I wouldn't say Yellowstone's more near more the flatter land.
Is there a lot of stuff to do out in Montana?
Oh yeah, there's so much.
Like outdoorsy stuff, right?
Outdoor
But is
stuff,
there
yes.
like how are the grocery stores? How's the living? Is it
Well, you
slower?
might want to say the last time you were in Montana too.
Well,
right?
yeah. Well, I was a child.
You were a
but
kid.
still- yeah, but
Okay.
that's what I was saying. We're getting reacquainted.
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I would love to go visit
Yeah.
Montana and Wyoming, but I don't know about living there. I mean, of course, because I'm a city guy. I've been in the city my entire life.
Yeah.
And so I was in the military, so I would travel to slower places like the middle of New Jersey and all this. And I'm like, shit, this kind of sucks because there's not a lot of fast living. So, but then again, it's just all perception and perspective.
And then, different areas have so many
Yeah.
different sounds or flavors or influences. Because even you can go into one part of the United States and you'll feel that more New York influence
Yeah.
or that more Eastern Coast influence, even though you're not on the East Coast. So it is kind of interesting how different areas have their aesthetics.
So you traveled all over the place, being a military
Yes.
kid.
Yes, I wasn't even born here. I was born in Germany. So.
Germany. All right, so you're German.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. Have you changed your citizenship?
No, I have
So
not.
you're German?
So I'm an American citizen.
Okay.
Well, I have a birth of abroad, so it's
Okay. Yeah, you got that.
It's yeah, I got it. So, yeah, so they won't.
Because you were born
issue
on
me-
base.
I was born on a
Okay,
base.
there
Yeah,
you go.
so I wasn't born, so
Okay.
I'm a little bit of everything,
Oh yeah.
But I have a fan base over there, so it feels good.
In Germany.
Yeah, well, Germany, Finland, Switzerland. So
Look at that.
It's nice because I think they embrace that. Oh, hey, it's one of us.
But
even though I'm not one of them.
what do
But
you
I'm one of
claim?
them. What do I claim?
Yeah. What do you claim? What
I
area do you
claim-
claim? Texas?
I'm a Tejana. So
Tejana.
That's how I
So-
describe myself.
Grunge and Tejano, they were big in the 90s, right? And the 90s is my favorite era of music, by the way. All right. More things happened in the 90s and more influential things happened in the 90s to me. Maybe back in, Elvis Presley and all that when music was first turning out. But I think the 90s changed the game. So what I was saying is grunge and Tejano were big in the 90s. But they've kind of evaporated a little bit, but people are trying to bring them back. You know, now we got Conjunto, and I guess a lot of local people.
Yeah,
and-
so many. It's like a river, and so many tributaries and creeks
Right.
just kind of go off of these main streams. So
We're trying to revive it. You got the you know, the,
breaking down
yeah,
the dams,
get
right?
an AED.
They
You
said
guys
punk
are my
was dead.
support.
I went to San Antonio. It's still there.
Yeah, oh, it is. But they're like playing like some old school stuff,
Yeah,
and there's
didn't
still
you-
like some
you
old
opened
influencers.
for San Antonio.
Oh,
You opened
yeah.
for
Girl in Coma.
yeah, you opened for Girl in
Yeah, one of
Coma.
my first Seattle shows when I was 19. My band opened up for a Girl in a Coma.
See,
Girl
he's
on a
been-
coma.
No,
he's-
Girl
he's
in a
had
coma, right?
He's
Yeah.
had a thing for these
For girls in a
Texas
coma?
girls.
Well, it's punk rock. I mean, people who know, they know San
So
Antonio.
it's
Yeah.
punk rock. It's
Yeah,
Punk
it's
rock from
punk
San
rock.
Antonio.
like give me some relation.
It was like these girls, a punk rock band. They've
Yeah, they're
they've
really
been
good.
in the last
They just
decade
did
or so.
They just did one
I think
of
it
their
was
last
three of them.
shows, too.
Yeah,
But is it kind of like four non-blondes?
yeah, the brunettes.
No,
maybe.
like the
Oh, okay.
the
yeah.
band.
Oh no.
Do you remember Four Non-Blondes?
I don't remember that band.
He's
I don't remember
he's
that
like,
band.
Four Non-Blondes. What the hell are you talking about? No, they're
Yeah,
they
that's
sing
so West
"What's Up."
Coast.
I said, "Hey, yeah."
Oh, that band. Oh, that's the
See,
band.
now I'm
Okay.
singing out here. Look,
Oh gosh.
I'm bringing the vocals out.
Yeah.
Okay, he brought it back. I remember now.
Yeah. So that's Four Non-Blondes there, Evan.
Nah, it's more punk than that. It's more punk than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very punk.
So
They
I
rock.
like punk, like
Yeah.
the Strokes, Blink 182,
That's some pop punk
Bowling
there,
for
too.
Soup. Is that kind of punk?
I used to
Yeah.
listen to a lot of like At the Drive-In and Thursday.
Our Lady
and
Peace.
stuff
I grew up
like
on
that
Green
when I was
Day.
younger.
Bad Religion.
Yeah.
I even saw Bad Religion was still touring. I thought that was pretty.
Mars Volta. I loved Mars Volta.
Live. You remember Live?
Oh yeah, the band
Oh
Live,
yeah.
Everclear.
He opened
I
for
got a- I
Everclear
got a
too.
funny story.
Everclear is one of my favorite bands. So big shout out to
nice.
Freddie Herrera and Alex. You guys are badasses, man. So yeah, I got those guys on my Facebook, and I go to their
Awesome.
whenever they come to San Antonio. I got to make it a point to go
Yeah.
watch some Everclear, man. So
Awesome.
Freddie and Art, you guys are badasses.
Yeah, back
so,
in,
what's your story?
Let's see, it was probably a few years ago, but band I was touring with, yeah, I think we're on the Gulf Coast doing a festival, and they got us a slot right before Everclear, and I was like,
Dude,
you
how
know,
freaking cool is that, man?
man, father of mine, next
Yeah.
thing you know, and I'm opening
Yeah.
for those guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So those of you that don't know, Everclear, they were early 90s, Father of Mine, Santa Monica,
Yep.
dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Yeah, and Wonderful, and they had a lot of cool songs, a lot of cool albums. So they were very influential.
Yeah.
Sponge, all these guys, man. So
Oh, yeah.
So that's cool that you sing in kind of a country-ish, but you're influenced by these Pacific Northwest bands.
Oh yeah.
And you have a lot of people on your Rolodex, on your roster, that are affiliated with those big bands, right? So tell us about that.
Well, I was looking at your shirt earlier. You had the Guns N' Roses shirt, and Duff McKagan. He's still, still putting out singles, and yeah, one of my good friends, Andrew Joslin, plays the violin up north, and he's toured and been on many great artist records, and so we had the pleasure to have him on Samantha's record, and just recently he was on Duff McKagan's new single,
Hell yeah.
and that's Andrew Joslin. So he plays all the fiddle parts on
Okay.
the album for us. Yep.
Fiddle. So I like the, what's that? The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
so
I love that
Didn't
song.
he just pass away?
I think so. Actually,
God,
I'm not sure.
what's his name? The J-Rock. Who sings The Devil Went Down to Georgia? He plays that fiddle. Can you look that up, sir? Or maybe somebody chiming in can give us.
A lot of
Who out
people
there
covered that
knows?
song though, so
Yeah,
it's
oh
hard
yeah,
to say.
I mean-
Yeah.
I can't remember the original.
Well, we were just talking about a song that we
What
were
was it
watching
called
The
again,
Big
Johnny?
Lebowski the other day, or last night we were watching
Oh,
The Big
yeah.
Lebowski, and we were like, so many people think it was Towns that did the song, but it was actually
Dead Roses.
Yeah, it's actually the Rolling Stones that wrote it, but it,
Mm.
I don't know how many arguments I've gotten in with people. These little Americana people are,
Yeah.
oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Towns wrote it.
Yeah.
I know he did it.
Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels Band
Charlie-
Shout out to
Daniels, yep.
Jessica Martinez.
is okay. Hey, Jessica. Hey, we appreciate you.
Thank you, Jessica.
So she is our new researcher.
There you go. Jesse chimed in too.
She's a phone a friend.
Yeah, she is.
Speaking of
You
90s,
get a lifeline?
we're on the
Yeah.
90s.
Oh, Jerry said
90s
Charlie.
kick here. That's our phone
yeah,
a friend.
Jerry said it too.
Yeah. So I went to Vegas and I saw a cover band, or they were like the impersonators or whatever, and that Charlie Daniels impersonator, he was freaking getting down.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so you said Americana, and that triggered me.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talked before, you talked about you're an Americana or an outlaw type music. We talked about that, right?
Oh yeah, we
Refresh
talked
my
about
memory.
the concept of outlaw.
Concept, yes.
And then just Americana in general.
So
Being
Americana
that
is
it's
what?
just a wide spectrum. It can be an R&B or a country or a rock kind of sound, as long as it's there's so many different ways of describing it, but my favorite way of describing it is just music that's created with instruments, your traditional instrumentation, and that can be that can cross so many genres.
Is a voice considered an instrument?
Yes, I think so. If you ask me personally, yes. I
So
do
people
think so.
love the instruments and the harmonicas and all this, but the voice is it is an instrument to me.
Yes, it is, and you have to
Because-
take care of it like an instrument too.
Because it's so different. Everybody can play a guitar and it kind of sounds the same. It can sound the same, but the voices are just so different, right? So
What makes you unique?
that's the unique thing. So let's kind of compare. I don't like comparing, but I'm gonna just so people can kind of know what you guys kind of sound like. Who can you compare yourself to?
So I have been told, last night someone said, "Oh, you're a cross between Amy Winehouse and who else? Sheryl Crow." And then I've been told, "Oh, your lyrics remind me of Sheryl Crow." I've had it gets thrown around.
Because you're a songwriter too.
Yeah,
We'll
I
talk
write
about that.
songs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really know.
How about Jewel?
Yeah,
Because I saw
hear
that on your
that.
Spotify.
Yeah, they've is that she comes up with me on my thing? I'm like, oh,
it
is
says
the artist?
something-
Like
Similar
radio-
artist,
yes,
boom,
it's
boom.
similar,
Okay,
yes.
I'll
Artist, that's
take
what it
that.
is.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If they said, well, you compared to Guns N' Roses, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Like, these guys are
that's
icons.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sheryl Crow,
Like Janis Joplin too.
Janis
Yeah,
Joplin.
I get that too.
Because you kind of got a raspy voice, but not really. It's kind of a softer rasp.
Softer rasp.
I like the rasp because that is unique as well. But the
Yeah.
Janis Joplin, to me, I always say her voice. Some people didn't like her voice, but her voice was so unique. Just like Art Alexakis from Everclear,
Exactly.
it's way different. Or Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins.
Yep.
If
Oh,
you
we
just
could
hear his
talk all day
voice,
about
just
Smashing
on its
Pumpkins.
own, you're like, shit, it's not good. But you add the musical element to it, and it's freaking badass.
Yep.
So Janis Joplin, Jewel, Sheryl Crow, I mean, that's high praise right there.
Yes. No, it feels good to be in good company. Or
Yeah.
that's what I'm compared to.
Yeah.
As far as vocally, lyrically, or, I guess stage presence wise.
Evan, you got good vocals.
I've been working on it. Hanging
He's
out with
good-
Samantha has
he's
been
doing
helping
some
me a
work.
lot, actually.
You
But
like
tell
a
you the
Chris
truth-
Cornell?
Well, you mentioned Smashing Pumpkins
Yeah.
earlier, and to tell you the truth, I think when I was a teenager, I learned every guitar riff on that album of Siamese Dreams. And,
Dude, that's one of the
I think I
baddest
learned
albums,
every
man.
single song. Of course, I tried singing like Billy Corgan, but does he really sing? I don't know.
So
I try to sing like I like to think I try to sing, but what I like about Samantha is what she brings out of people is what's your voice? It's
Right.
like, oh yeah, why am I trying to sing like Billy Corgan? I should be singing like
Sing like
Evan.
yourself.
Exactly. So that's been kind of what I've been diving into lately.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. So you guys play all over the country.
Yes.
Pretty much. You said you played in Seattle, and you play a lot in Texas. So here recently, where have you played like in the last month?
Well, we just played at Load Off Fanny's.
Load Off Fanny's is where? Lockhart.
In Lockhart.
Barbecue.
Yes. Yeah, the barbecue city. Yeah. Then we've played. Where else have we played in the last month?
We've
Yeah, we
played,
all over the place.
Well, we've played, what was it? Arlington, Freeport. We've done San Antonio. We've done a lot. I gotta look at the list.
Yeah, we've been all over the place.
Oh, we've been out to like College Station and Bryan, and so.
And you guys all travel
Houston.
together. Is it just you two? Is it two-person band, or you got?
Yes, we have us,
drummer.
and then we have a drummer and bass player over in the Houston area, and then in the Dallas area as well, and
So
then
that's
also
cool.
in Seattle area.
So it's just you two guys primarily, but whenever you go to Houston or Dallas, whatever,
We
you
go
call
to
up.
different
Yep,
areas.
we
We
got
already
our
have
people.
different
Yep.
people that have
drummers
learned
and
our
bass
music
players.
that are committed to our project.
Hell yeah. So load on fannies or load off fannies?
Load off fannies. They got a really good sandwich.
Yeah.
They got some really great food there. There's some real nice people. So that's a spot we go hang out at in Lockhart. And then the Dirty South down in Belly's on the Brazos down over by the coast. We go hang out there too.
Oh, that's Angleton. That's right.
Yeah.
So
We've
you guys
done
been
some
all over the
stuff
place,
at
and how is that? Just traveling, and do you guys bond a little bit? So you guys are
Yeah.
not married, by the way. Let me
No.
let everybody know you guys are not
Oh
married.
yeah, we're not
you
married.
You're a team.
Hey, I'm saving up for that big diamond.
Okay. Make sure it's a big diamond, sir.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm not going to the pawn shop. I'm getting the real thing.
Pawn shop.
Right, I know.
Would you allow him to go to a pawn shop to get
No,
you
I
a
did
ring?
hear a
don't
joke though.
know.
Who got
It'd
their
be
ring
one of
at Costco?
It was a
some
like,
famous
yeah,
guy got their ring at
I told
Costco,
him
and I was
Jimmy
like, nah.
Kimmel did.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
think
nah,
Jimmy
we can't
Kimmel
do
got
that.
his wife's ring at Costco.
He did it as a joke, I'm sure,
but
because
he
he has
did
a
it. I
shitload of
think
money.
he did it on purpose. No, I
Yeah.
think it was for real. He did it for
Yeah.
real.
I'm sure Jimmy can go to Jared or Zales or something and
know,
buy
Well, he
the
should
store.
have. He's supposed
Kind of like
to.
we said, when it does come down to it, we want it done the right way.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and you met the right person when it's kind of like when that's, doing an album and kind of building the record label is more important than getting married.
Okay.
But we're like, oh yeah, we're committed to each other like we're married. We
So-
just don't.
so you like
have
each
the
other a little bit?
title. Yeah, we tolerate each other.
We
We've been
live together, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is that dynamic? You're always together.
We are. It's a little
I
odd.
love it.
I know you love it.
Sometimes I look at him and I'm like, I was like, do we spend too much time together? He's like, no, it's great.
Well, I've had the difference where you spend time with someone and you can't do it. So,
Are you always in trouble?
oh yeah, always.
When was the last time?
Actually, Samantha said something earlier. So
Oh yeah, earlier because I remember I told you I was having eyelash drama,
Uh-huh.
and and I saw him over there and he was tying a shoe. He looked so cute, and I was like, Evan, I'm sorry about what I said earlier when I was having that eyelash drama.
The trick is just don't get comfortable. Once you get comfortable, that's when you're in trouble.
You're always on edge, aren't you?
What I always say is if a girl is not, if she's not fussing at you or picking on something, then then she's obviously not that worried about you. You know what I mean?
That's
Exactly. If she's not paying
when you
attention
should
to me, then we got a
if
problem.
She's not totally obsessed with you. Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of relationship you want.
yeah. So I know you were out there trying to find your eyelashes and you got the hair and all that.
Yeah.
Do you dress yourself or does she dress you? Be honest with me.
I think she picked out this pearl snap, but I did put it on myself.
Okay, you
know
put
what
it
I
on
mean?
yourself, but she picked it out.
Now, a funny story I like to tell is the Thelonious Monk, amazing jazz piano player. I believe in one of his documentaries, his wife had to literally dress him. So,
Why? What was the problem?
you're just one of those brilliant creative minds that couldn't do normal activities. I'm not sure. That's a whole nother segment.
Right.
Yeah.
Relationship stuff. So do you make each other better?
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes,
Okay,
that's for sure.
let's talk about that. How does she make you better?
Where do we start? Let's see. First, he makes me look better, sound better, be a better man.
Oh, I make sure he gets his hair
Just make sure
trimmed,
I eat better.
Yeah.
I work out.
He can't eat
take
pea
care of
terries all the
myself.
time.
Is
You know,
that
You
your
gotta get a
inspiration to
vegetable in
take
there
care
other
of
than a
yourself?
potato.
Yeah. So you got the flowing locks. I like that. You got the rock band haircut.
She even gives me my haircut. You know.
You cut his hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do you do for this guy?
That's about everything, man. I told you.
Does she shave
Happy
you too?
man. Nah, you can see she didn't shave me.
No,
She
I
got
didn't,
happy,
but I
though.
did fuss at him.
She did.
Did
Yeah,
I
you got
fuss
shaved
at
out the eye.
And you just got the
We were
slap
getting ready
across
to
the
leave.
chest.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to leave, and I said, Evan, you
See, I
didn't
told
shave your
you.
face.
I was in trouble.
And
I forgot to shave.
He said, well, no, I didn't. I said, well, it's just, well, the light's going to show a big shadow on you. But he's so handsome, and, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
I can't. I can't.
Are you
I got
looking
no
at
comment on that.
yourself? Is he looking at himself?
So she makes you better just by being there with you.
Yep.
Musically, does she make you better? Opportunities?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because together you guys are a dynamic team.
I think you keep each other accountable and you keep each other professional, and what I can't see behind me, she's hey, you look out for each other.
You got each other's back constantly.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a very tough industry in the sense that it's trust is such and loyalty and just it's just
And respect.
I mean, and I think that's like that with every industry. But when you're doing it with your partner and you're going into it, it's a lot of fun, and it's also, every day is an adventure, or
Yeah.
every day brings a different opportunity or a different situation, or so it's always. But we get through everything together, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So
It's scenario
and we have
based.
amazing
Oh, yeah.
pictures. We like he always says, like, we have just an amazing life, and we're so lucky we get to be who we are, because and the fact that we do get to share it with each other, because it's you can be an artist and do all these amazing things, and if you can't share it with anyone,
Yep. I hear a lot of couples and friends that work together every day. They live together, kind of like your situation. And sometimes one or the other is like, man, I can't do it every day. I can't stand it. He's too much, or she's never this, or whatever. I'm like, if you can't stand each other, what the hell are you doing together?
Exactly. It shouldn't have to
Right?
be work,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And we have a really good relationship in the sense that if I wake up and I'm like, man, this is just on my mind, I'm owning 20%, he'll be like, I have your 80. I got your. And sometimes he wakes up and he's just like, man, something's not. Because a lot of things have happened within our lives since we've been together. We've lost family members, we've gained family members. It's just so many different situations. So it is very much. Sometimes you're not going to wake up and be 100%, and you're not going to, and you're not that you. It's nice to be able to have someone that understands and is right there with you, and that can pick up where you left off.
You still get butterflies with him?
Yeah, sometimes.
Look at that. Look at
Yeah.
One-eyed charmer, yeah.
that. Did she ever tell you that? Like, oh, Evan, you still give me butterflies.
She says it in her own way.
In her own
Yeah,
way.
he'll see a little song lyric written down somewhere, something, and walk by it and be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
she
okay."
got her butterfly ways.
So that's special, and you guys share not only a bond in your relationship, but on stage as well. And I'm sure you guys feed off each other, the energy. So she said earlier, and this is at everyday life with couples. Sometimes you're not feeling it. Sometimes you got to go into work. Sometimes you got to put on a performance, even though you're not truly performing music. You got to put on a performance for business, for others. If you have a meeting with somebody, you're not feeling it, but you got to put on
That's where you're each other's
that
cheerleader.
face,
You gotta
right?
Pump each other up and keep each other hyped up.
And you got to have that talk before, like, hey, this is a big opportunity. Just, I know you're not feeling good, but just try to suck it up a little bit so we can get past
Oh,
this.
we've had to do some tough things under pressure. Just because it's also, you don't want to cancel. It's just an obligation.
Yeah.
So
Well, especially when you're doing plane flights and traveling, and next thing you know, you got days of fatigue, and next thing, okay,
Yeah.
can I still got the energy to do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, you do. Just do it, and you'll be done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We all have days where we're not 100%.
exactly.
For instance, some of us on this podcast set right now are not feeling 100%, but we're here because we have an obligation. People are depending on us. So you guys know how that is. And the travel, some days you don't feel like traveling. You're like, man,
No.
because traveling sucks. Packing, getting there, unpacking, living in a hotel. Shit sucks.
Or the
but-
hotels isn't what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That's why you got to get Marriott.
Oh, man, don't get the
We're like,
$50
oh,
room.
no.
No, don't go $50.
Don't get that $50 room.
You got roaches and mold and all kinds of stuff. The hard bed.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take the haunted hotel over that one all day.
Have you stayed in a haunted hotel before?
I did go visit the Faust, and I did go and sit in the room that's the most haunted. They're so fun there. They let me go and hang out for a minute.
Did you experience any ghosts?
No, I didn't.
A lot
I
of
guess
people
they
don't.
just- They didn't want to visit me. So,
No.
but it had a good experience either way.
We've stayed at the Faust Hotel here as well. Historic building. They're actually renovating it. Big shout out to those guys. Rosalind, you're amazing as well. You mentioned earlier before the show that you had over the weekend, you went to go visit a jail.
Yes.
That definitely looked haunted.
All right.
It was haunted.
Yeah, let's
felt
find out
weird.
about that. So why did you visit a jail?
Well, I'm working on a song, and Evan had to go get his ID renewed. And so I thought, well, what a great reason to just go ahead and do a little field research. My dog killed a bunny, and it was really cute. And the whole neighborhood loves these bunnies. And I just didn't have the heart because someone was saying something about the bunny online. And I was like, oh, gosh, I don't want to tell anyone that my dog killed the bunny. But she didn't kill it
Purposely.
No, she comes from a very long line of hunting dogs and stuff, and it's not like she tore it up.
She was
or
just
anything.
rough.
She really,
it's like a sports
literally,
dog.
it was like a hunting
Like a
dog.
blue heeler or something?
Oh, I think she's part pointer or something
Okay.
like that. And so she brought it to the doorstep, and I thought, oh, this little bunny, so cute. Oh no, it's dead, and I gotta help my buddy, my dog, get away with it, right? So I'm helping my buddy get away with murder. So whenever right, that's how I felt.
You're an accomplice.
One of
That's
many.
exactly
You're
how I
just as
felt.
guilty
I
as
felt,
that
I was like,
dog.
oh
Exactly.
no, now I'm a part of this problem. And my dog brought it to my doorstep. And I thought, well, how many people have been just minding their own business, doing their own good thing, going to church, and their buddy brings them an issue that is, now I'm involved or I have to turn you in. So I thought I'd write a song, and I thought, well, this old jail, I know that it's in Gonzales, Texas, and so if someone was a major criminal, they would send him to San Antonio or send him to
A
Austin.
major criminal.
Yeah, like if they were the murderer. But
Okay.
the accomplice would probably have to hang out there in the jail, right? Because they would keep not so not the really.
It was like the drunks or the people who crashed their car.
Yeah,
you
the way
know.
the historical people described it, it was that the serious criminals got shipped off to the other places, and then so it was kind of just like you're just criminals.
That was the small crime.
Yeah,
They'd
so I
arrest people
thought,
for
so
Peter
I
Piper,
walked
you know.
around. I wanted to smell it. I wanted to touch it. I wanted to see what it felt like to be. What is it to be in this jail? What would it feel like? That way I can
Sucks.
describe it. Yeah, that way I could. Oh, it was the smells. I want to be able to talk about it in the writing because some of the writing that I do, I really like to tap into like my Rainer Maria Wilke, where it's like I'm real descriptive, where you can read it and hear it and you're taken right there. You know, I like to do that with my audience or with my.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about jail, but before I do that. So you said you were an accomplice to murder, right? Kind of, right?
For these little bunnies, yes.
So I know my wife's listening, and she's probably going to say something on the feed here, but I murdered an animal this weekend. Or
What did you
during the
do?
week.
Did you go
All right,
hunting?
So we're in the hot tub. My wife and I are in the hot tub.
Wait, you're gonna start in the hot tub?
Yes. So we're in the hot tub, and these damn swallows, these birds, keep coming in and out from underneath the deck, right?
Oh, yes.
All right.
They're really bad right now.
They're fast
They're
and they're annoying
migration.
and they're aggressive. So swallows, I'm not a big fan of these birds.
Yeah,
right?
you're supposed to get rid of them.
So we look up, and there's a nest up there, and the birds keep coming up. And every time they come up, I'm like shooing them away, like, "Oh, get out of here!" You know. And they don't like that. So they're up there for like 10 minutes, whatever. I let them go, and I told my wife, I said, "Look, I'm gonna knock that nest down because if I don't knock it down, what's gonna happen? They're gonna make eggs and make birds, more birds and more shit to pick up because they're shitting on the concrete." And I don't like that. So, especially in my hot tub area.
Oh,
So the
exactly.
next morning, I come out and I say, "Hey, come help me with this nest because I'm going to put up the ladder to see if there's any birds up there or any eggs." So I go up there. I don't see anything. All right, so I get the broomstick and I knock it down. It falls and I kick it off. And I'm like, take that, damn swallows. You're out of here, right? So later on in the day, my wife comes out and we're out in the hot tub area again. And she sees a broken egg with yolk. And she says, "You murdered this damn bird." And at first I felt kind of bad. I'm like, shit, my whole point was not to kill the baby eggs. And that's exactly what I did.
You should have brought a pan, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah, we could have cooked it. If times were harder, we might have been cooking those eggs.
So Jess did respond. Jessica says, he did. I still haven't forgiven him. And she goes, R.I.P.
Yeah. So Evan, I'm as in trouble as you are.
Hey, we
All right.
understand.
Right. So back to the jail. So I would in the olden days maybe
Yeah, you'd be right there.
I'd be in
there.
that
Exactly.
cell.
Jessica
Right.
said that
Exactly.
she texted the girls. They have 2 girls. And she said that he was a murderer.
Yeah, she did say that. So she was trying to make it worse. She was trying to put me behind bars,
That's hilarious.
metaphorically.
Yeah, we gotta
For
take you
the wrong
to
kind of hype.
Yeah.
So please explain to Johnny how it's going to feel if he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's not very comfortable.
jail. So have you been in jail before?
Yes. I was young.
Ooh.
I was in trouble.
Let's double click that subject there. All right. So Samantha
Haven't we all
went
been to jail? Right?
Yeah. That was
I
young
haven't.
Samantha. This is like 19-year-old
You've been to jail,
Samantha.
Evan?
Just once?
For what? Can we talk about that?
No.
Okay.
His dad doesn't know.
Oh shit! Now we know.
Your dad will never watch this. Don't
That
worry.
was nothing.
Neither, no,
That was
I don't
nothing.
think. Yeah.
was a
Bob,
No one's
yeah.
watching.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah, yeah.
Pull it, Rutgers.
Oh, he's probably watching.
Hey, you got to just drive responsibly. That's it.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't for murder, so you're good to go.
It wasn't for
Yeah,
murder.
yeah. You're not an accomplice.
So how many times did you go to jail?
Once.
All right, officially.
Yeah, once.
all right.
Yeah.
Can we
yeah.
talk about for what?
Well, I have a lot in common with Americana music, especially people like Willie Nelson.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
things happen. I
Willie's a
was,
big influencer.
Oh yeah,
Snoop
exactly.
Dogg.
There's that
Yeah.
outlaw
It was,
country you're talking about.
And Smokey from Friday and all these other influencers.
Yeah.
Exactly. I watched a little too much. What is that movie? Friday.
Yeah. That's
was a
one of
good
the
one.
greatest
That's a great movie.
cult
Yeah,
classics of
I
all
love
time.
that movie.
I still watch that shit.
Hell yeah, me too. My favorite
Ezel and Craig and Debo and all that. Rest in peace, Debo.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I got arrested for when I was like 19. I was in my swimsuit. I was at the river. No.
Did you learn your
actually,
lesson?
No, of course not. Now I go to Washington to hang out.
Because it's legal out there.
Yeah, it is.
And everybody smokes out there.
Oh yeah, it's just very common. It's very different world.
It's like a coffee shop or
Is there
something.
people on like the streets that are constantly like smoking out there?
Yeah,
too?
it's like it just smells like weed outside sometimes. You just
crazy.
walk out, you're walking down the road, it just smells like
So
weed.
it's not cigarettes. That's
No,
weed.
it's like,
Yeah.
and it ain't no CBD. They don't
not.
play around.
Yeah.
They're,
That's
like,
PG
it's
stuff,
like,
right?
They ain't cute. They're like,
Yeah.
they're for real.
That's that next level shit. That's the
Oh yeah,
that's
Then
the
you
devil's
go,
lettuce.
You go to Portland, woo, gets real good, you know.
If anything, they're all snobs. They're like, oh, you don't smoke that shit? No, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, you're weak.
You get looked down or what? You get looked down because you don't smoke weed.
Yeah. Oh, that's that Texas weed. That ain't shit. Right?
No, that's kind of the attitude.
Wow. Really?
Kind of, yeah.
They treat us like the stepchild out there. Wow.
Yeah.
J-Rock's
They're
like, I need a
so
ticket
it's
to Seattle.
So is it still an adventure? Like, if you have to go, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't go get anything.
That's hilarious.
So would you survive in jail? What do you think? Or would you be
Like the old timey one?
No,
where we're at?
like today.
Today? Oh.
What do you think? Would you be the bully? Would you be like, come here,
I'm trying to
son?
think. I'm trying to think what I would say to that.
I think he's the guitar player, so I think he'd be cool to everybody. You know what I mean?
I think you just don't fuck around. I think you just
Don't wanna find
just
out.
Don't. I don't want to fuck around and find out.
No, that's right. That's right. Great advice, sir. Don't fuck around and find out about
fuck
anything.
around and
Bro,
find out.
he
Yeah.
didn't cuss until you told him
Yeah,
that.
I like
Now
that.
he's starting to cuss, so
So he's passionate about going
I'm
to
not
jail.
I can't fuck around.
said,
You know what
"So
I'm saying?
That's
I
about
got
not
it.
going to jail.
Got him. Yeah, man.
Yeah, kids, don't fuck around and find out.
No. Stay in school. Don't go to prison. Don't go to jail. Drugs are bad.
Exactly.
All right. So we'll
Exactly.
keep that.
For real,
That's
though.
great advice.
For real.
But drugs sometimes, like weed or whatever. I mean, does that change the game? I mean, does that? So when you're
It's legal in half of America.
It is legal.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
So before you go into a gig, how do you get yourself ready to perform? Is it natural? You drink a little bit. You just
No,
I like a cup of
we
coffee.
don't like to drink
Coffee?
I like
get-
to drink tea. Yeah, I like to drink tea, and then I like to be in the room, and I like to read the room, kind of see what kind of mood are people in, what do they feel like it, what's the age demographic, what cannot so much what. Oh, look at me! But it's more like, what can I do for your experience
Right.
here?
What if they're all in a bad mood? What if they got resting bitch face? They're just.
Oh.
How do you pep them up?
Then I start making jokes and start.
Hey, don't
poking
make fun of the
fun.
Northwest like that.
Because you said earlier they're
Yes.
snobs, right? And they all want to be entertained, just like Nirvana. Here we are now, entertain us, right?
Right?
What are you gonna do to entertain these guys? So how do you do it?
So, well, I like to crack. I'm a very social person, so I do like to just be in the room and chit chat and talk
So
with people.
comedy a little bit.
I do.
Very
I
funny.
do make a little jokes here or there. I'll poke fun at Evan or something. You know, everyone always loves laughing at my jokes
Yeah,
about him.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm part of the entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. But by default, I mean you're cool with that. You're like, ah,
you gotta be cool.
It's
with
kind of
it.
like the
You laugh at my
Smothers,
expense.
like the Smothers Brothers.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you're familiar with like the
yeah, it's not
60s,
ill. It's not ill.
It's kind of like a comedy with the
comedy routine with some music
with the
at the end.
music, you know what I mean? So sometimes if the crowd's a little stiff, I'll kind of chit chat or kind of, a few icebreakers, see what kind of mood they're into. So
you-
that's kind of what I like to do to prepare. I like to
yeah.
drink some
Yeah,
hot
I'm not
tea,
always in trouble.
read the room and
Get them ready.
Yeah.
And so when I
Introduce
go
myself to a
speak
couple
to a
people.
crowd as well, it's the same thing. I kind of go shake people's hands, give them some dab, kind of make sure that they know that I'm, here and I'm cool, even though I might look like I'm mean. Because some people say you got that resting bitch face, you look mean. And no, I'm actually cool, but that's just the way I was born. My face is just like that.
So do you do that before the show, or you do that after the show?
Before and
Before?
after. Before and
pretty cool.
after.
'Cause-
I like to go, and sometimes I'll, if I have time, and I know I'm going to be in town early, I'll even post on there, hey, I'm going to be there an hour early, meet and greet,
That's
love
cool.
to see you,
That's the winner right there.
that's-
In any entertainment, when I used to do pro wrestling, some of my wrestlers drove far, and I would tell them, like, y'all just come in and go, and you're wondering why you're not getting over, why you're not selling merchandise. Sometimes in the small world of whether it's, music or, well, I did wrestling and other things, they want to get to know who you are, and then when they get more invested when they get to know you as a person too. So that's pretty cool to hear that, because you don't hear that a lot from a lot of artists too. So.
Yeah, I try to bring, when I can, I'll try to bring buttons or stickers or, even for some of the young girls, like my little tweens and, children, they like me to sign pictures of myself for them. So I try to,
awesome.
I try
she's
to
been
do
getting
stuff
fans
like that.
making her stuff these days too.
Oh, stop.
Hell yeah.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
But that's next level when the fans look forward to you and to seeing you, and they're already making stuff for you.
I know.
That makes you
You're
feel
gonna make me
special.
cry. It does. It does. It does. Or sometimes
cool.
I'll get mail, or I'll get people will send me really.
She is
nice
getting
stuff.
teary-eyed.
It's just so
yeah.
sweet. It's just
Well,
so
they
sweet.
come
'Cause
up to her,
subject
they
never
like give it to
That
her.
subject never comes up. I never really talk about it, so I guess I didn't really prepare.
There's
for
that
being
heartstring puller.
emotional.
Pull the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Pull the heartstrings.
So your heartstring is prison, and
Oh.
yours
It's
is
my fans making me
Yes.
stuff, or sending me, or they'll make, or I've been getting fan art online too. So they'll send me like, oh, I made a graphic of you for this or that. So
But
it's always
that is
cool.
that is
It's
amazing
really
that you got
cool.
that connection with them.
Yeah, or to get messages from people across the country, or in different areas.
Because
that,
that's truly
you know.
when you are at the pinnacle of your career or of your game, when the fans are loving you like that.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
got
love-
2 or 3 of them, but
Yeah.
I love
no,
them.
I mean even one, but these are the ones that actually show you that they love you.
Yeah.
The other ones show up and they show you they love you just by paying for a ticket and coming
Uh-huh.
out to see you.
Yeah, I'm
But-
excited. All my shows up north, a lot of them are ticketed, so
Yeah.
it's always nice to go up there and people paying a fair amount to see you and to really just be able to just truly be yourself. And the whole show is just about your music front to back. So
How
I
many
enjoy
albums
it.
have you had?
I've written 4 of them. I only have 1 recorded.
Okay, so you got 3 coming out.
Yeah, so then basically what's going to happen is one of my mentors had put me on a plan where he wanted me to release an album every 6 months. So as soon as this one goes, then 6 months later, the other one's going to drop 6 months later. The other one's gonna, so then within 2 years, I'll have like 4 albums done.
Okay, so I know you got Dirty Little Secret.
Yes.
I like that song.
Yes.
So that song, it's about, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but it's I mean, can you tell us what it's
Oh,
about?
yes. So, I was like, I know you were going to go into it. No, so I was living on the east side of Austin when I wrote that song. And it's about that moment right when I found out something about someone that I knew no one else knew. And everything all of a sudden made sense to me. And it was just kind of that helpless moment of knowing that there's nothing I can really do about it, other than just sit here and watch how this all unfolds. Now that I'm this catalyst now that's going to have to show other people.
Right.
And so that was a kind of but I feel like everyone's had that experience. And if they haven't, maybe the song will be there for them to know, hey, I'm not the only one who's going through that.
Yeah.
Who's, because in a lot of situations, sometimes you want to help someone. You want to be there. You want to do something. And there's nothing you can do. you know, and even if they wanted to listen to you, they're not going to, because
Right.
they're kind of got this veil on them,
Right.
you know, the drug addiction or the whatever kind of addiction it is, you know.
So there's a lot of songs about drug addiction and people passing away through drugs and stuff, especially in the grunge community. So Candlebox, one of my favorite songs in the world, is Far Behind. All right, that song is about the singer's friend being addicted to drugs.
Was that Mother Love Bone song? I forget what
No,
it was.
Far Behind. I mean, we
I
can.
don't know who he was talking about,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It might have
I
been.
think he was talking about the Mother Love
Yeah.
Bone singer.
So J Rock, have you heard that song? I mean, maybe.
Far behind.
Far Behind. It's
Candlebox.
Candlebox. So 90s music, that's what we all grew up with. So Candlebox, Far Behind, it's about drugs as well. So Dirty Little Secret as well. So there's
Yes.
similarities.
Yeah, so yeah, I have a lot of, and of course, a lot of those songs from the 90s are very much influential into
Yeah.
who I am today, or that I'm not scared to write about those
Mm-hmm.
types of subjects, because I had so much influence hearing songs about hard subjects and about tough decisions, tough situations. So I'm not scared to write about them.
Life is tough.
No, and
And-
there's so many, there's more than just love songs out there. There's more than just heartbreak songs or burn your boyfriend stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
songs.
Carrie Underwood and all that kind of stuff. Do people, so the subject came up the other day, I don't remember where it was, but do people still make love songs? Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah, I think so.
In my world, I think there is.
Yes, I've heard some good love songs. If you go to some good songwriter circles, I feel like that's where you'll hear those kinds of things.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, as far as mainstream, it's more a lot of hookup culture songs is
Yeah.
what I hear
Talking
a lot
about
of.
OnlyFans like Cardi B and,
Oh, yeah.
and who else?
Yeah, it's not my kind of love song. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different kind of love, right?
That's a different kind
Exactly.
of-
Those are lust songs.
Yeah, lust songs.
Those
So,
are lust songs.
my man Jerry
I was about
Salceda
to
here
say.
asked a question. Have you ever had a heckler
Yes.
at your show?
Yes.
And how do you handle them?
Well, you just have to keep going.
You were talking about OnlyFans. Someone literally came up
No,
to her
yeah.
the other day, was like, "What's your OnlyFans account?" I was like, "Can you believe this guy?"
Yeah, well, and
Whoa, are you
sometimes it's
serious?
kind of no. People are sometimes
She
they don't
handled it very
see you
well,
as
yeah.
don't see you as a person, but it's just kind of
Yeah.
like they'll just say anything, and it's kind of like, whoa, that's kind of that's a little not offensive, because there's nothing wrong with anyone that's on OnlyFans if you're on OnlyFans. It's just that's not my thing, and it's kind of just like I guess it's such a common culture thing that people just expect you to do it, or
Right.
you know, it's like I get it. I'm trying to promote myself, but.
So just like a comedian, though, but you have hecklers.
Yeah.
I don't know what they say. They can say, because sometimes people in the crowd are kind of inebriated, right? They're drinking.
Yeah, or they'll yell out different phrases, or they'll like. Or
They
if
always
I'll-
yell out "Freebird" to me. I can't stand it.
Oh yeah, they'll yell out name songs. It's one thing if
love that
someone's
song, but
doing
yeah, don't
it
yell it.
mean. I don't think anyone's ever heckled at me and been like really mean about it.
No, no
or
one's been aggressive
facetious.
or
No,
nothing.
no one's ever been like ugly. It's always been playful.
smart
or-
aleck remarks
It's
or
more like
something.
it's more like that guy's intoxicated and he wants attention
Right.
from me.
So
know?
do you call do you call the bouncers or the security and say, hey, this guy?
No, I used to
Yeah, we
play
got our
with the
dog,
back,
Maya.
and then they
I
used
got
to
her
buy
in the
me a
truck.
shot or something. Oh, you talking about Maya? Sometimes
Yeah,
Maya
shout out
goes.
security.
Maya, my dog. Shout out to Maya. She's watching. Yeah. She hangs out in the truck sometimes.
So you take Maya out?
Yeah,
she'll
because
come
we'll
with
go
us.
on a run, so we'll be gone for a whole weekend, and so she want to come up to party too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she's a little road dog. She's a great road dog.
Is she the
loves it.
pointer, the one that killed the
Yeah,
rabbit?
she's part of the
The murderer?
inspiration. Yeah, I think she what I think
Kind of
for
a
the
mixed mutt too. I don't know what she is.
yeah, well, she's part pit bull,
Part pit bull,
so she's
too,
pretty
you
much
know.
like a hunting dog on steroids. But she's real cute. You would never see it. She's a beautiful little puppy
Hell
looking
yeah.
dog.
Hell yeah. Music today. How do you like music today besides yours?
Besides mine,
Like, do you see music shifting? I mean, taking a turn for the better, for the worse? Or is there people that are original? Or do you think people are kind of biting off other artists? Just like in comedy, because you hear about, remember the Cat Williams thing?
Oh, yes.
He's copying my shit. He's, how is it
Yeah.
with music? Are musicians kind of,
You have to dig.
I think that there's so many influences with different people that it's impossible to not sound like each other. And I know a lot of people, like even your local scenes, they start all sounding the same because they all use the same players. So like you'll go into one like area and they all kind of sound, all the songwriters kind of sound similar, you know, and then you'll go into another area. But it's kind of like everyone kind of feeds off of each other. So that's kind of, remember we're talking earlier about the aesthetics of the United States, how different places sound different, or because they have those same cultural influences, or just area influences, or just scene trend influences. So that's how I feel, I guess, about music right now, that I've noticed traveling a lot on the local scene, but on the mainstream scene, I'm really looking forward to seeing more Americana artists break into the mainstream. And so that's kind of, I would really like to see someone like Billy Strings really, you know, get on a mainstream, super mainstream level, you know.
Billy Strings is here in Texas?
No, he's not here in Texas.
Okay. So give a shout
But
out to
he's
some.
like he's
so
like
Bill-
an Americana artist
okay.
that I'm saying, like where you know, I don't know how to explain it. You know, where you have like your mainstream A-list kind of, not A-list, I don't even know how to say it, but you have your mainstream artists. And
the premier ones that people are used to seeing, the ones that people know best. And
like
know.
the Taylor Swifts and the this and the that and
Okay.
the, you know,
Like more
kinda
than
like your
just
Imagine
Beyonce putting out a
Dragons
country
and your-
album,
Yeah,
right.
I would like to see more
More of the real country artists come
more
out.
just not even real country.
like
just-
Beyonce.
Just yeah. I like Beyonce. You know, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about her or
We won't go
about
there.
or about because she's not the only one. Everybody's doing a country album.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool that it's trendy and that it's you know, everybody's jumping on the, you know, jumping in and putting their
are jumping on
spin
country right
and
now.
putting in their 2 cents. And hey, I mean the bucket's big enough for several pennies, so let's all throw you know what I mean, throw it in.
I remember
So-
Nelly went into country, and then the rest is history. Then everybody's in country. Next, you're gonna have Lil Wayne and those guys.
Yeah, and it's awesome because you can
No
see
syrup in country.
someone do that, and then it gives someone else the courage, or be like, oh, you know what? Well, they can do it. I can do it. You know, and I feel like even me as a songwriter, I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for like Rosie Flores or like Lisa Morales, like having other Latinas that don't just do Spanish music, but also write country Americana songs. And I think that, you know, even they influenced me. So I could even say that I'm not a copycat of them, but did it give me the courage to be like, you know what, these women do it and they do it on a local level and they're successful. So why don't you just grow up and be Lisa Morales when you grow up? I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just do that, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
You can kind of be influenced, but just make it your own.
Yeah.
And that's in anything, not only music, but just
Yeah.
in business or marketing or whatever. You just gotta make it your own.
So and I've noticed things, and sometimes you know, and you'll even see trendy things. All of a sudden, the horseshoes trendy. All of a sudden, the cowboy hat's trendy. All of a sudden, you know, wasn't it like disco cowgirl, and the DJ thing was real trendy for a second. So it's so I guess I'm looking forward to the door this is going to open for maybe artists that are on a mainstream level in my world, but not in the mass world. So I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully, with all these artists jumping into the country genre, that it opens up the doors for a lot of other people who I think should be Beyonce's and
Yeah, just
Taylor
well
Swift's
recognized.
themselves.
Hell yeah. So do you
That's
have a
where I feel.
manager, or do you just do things on your own?
Evan manages me, or
Evan,
he
look at
tries
that.
to.
You're the manager, man. So you are the guy
He
that I need to
is.
talk
I'm
to.
your
He's
man.
my secret.
Because I talked to you
weapon.
directly. I didn't know I was supposed to go through this man.
Oh, it's okay. Well,
No, you're
sometimes
talking
they
to
do.
me the entire time.
There you
no.
go. See, it's really you.
Yeah, no, but sometimes
No, it's her. No, it's her.
we both manage.
They'd rather talk to her. Why am I going to take that away from people? I can't take that away.
Oh,
So-
people would talk to you.
Yeah, I
They
want to
get
talk to you,
excited
Evan.
about you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
There would be no Samantha without an Evan.
That's true.
I always tell everybody needs a team or somebody. Nobody does
You
it
can't do it by
all
yourself.
on
I
your
thought
own.
you
no.
would tell everybody I'm your
If
better
you
one
did-
third.
if
I thought we
you
were going to
say
say
that,
yeah.
everybody knows you're lying.
You're not her
Nobody
better
does it
half.
all
You're her
alone.
better one
One
third.
third,
said.
exactly.
Better-
See,
her better
he
quarter.
remembers.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to put that on a T-shirt.
No t-shirts. No.
So you guys are pretty confident in your musical ability.
Yes.
Have you always been confident in your musical ability, or is this something that's
No.
been progressive with?
And I wouldn't say I'm confident all the time. I would say I'm confident in the aspect of I know what I'm doing and I can teach someone else how to do what I'm doing. But there's times where you doubt yourself or where your confidence fails.
Right.
But as far as being on as far as I think I know what I'm doing, I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of, confidence is built by repetition and things like that. So that is awesome.
Yeah, I
That-
haven't. I mean, didn't always feel like this.
Yeah.
Definitely, we always have the drive to do it, or always know that I could be satisfied. Yes, but it takes practice and it takes a wanting to do it. Because
Yeah.
there's been years where, I didn't really play my guitar.
Right.
I always kept writing, or where maybe I didn't really have much to say or on my mind. I didn't write much, but I learned a bunch of scales. So it kind of, I feel like it's such a odd relationship that I have. Not an odd relationship with music, but it's something that I never stop learning. And then even with one instrument, then I go pick up a different instrument. So like right now, I just finished learning how to play Hurricane by the band Heathens on my upright bass. So I think we're going to incorporate that into the show. So I'm going to start playing upright bass during the show. And so it's always developing, always changing, always growing, So
Yeah.
it's a fun thing.
You got to evolve and you got to pivot. So
Exactly.
do you play a lot of musical instruments?
Well, clarinet. I dabble in piano. I would not call myself a piano
That
player.
would be. That's just. I'm intimidated by that. I like. Just playing little piano here and there, but I don't know shit about playing a piano. You remember Big from Tom Hanks in the movie
Yes,
Big when he was there
yes.
stepping on the. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I mean, of course, I can sit there and I can play chords, but I'm talking about piano players where it's like chords,
Elton
and
John
then
and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I can play piano like that. Like,
Right.
oh, let's play the chords here.
Right.
Let me play the root note. I mean, to me, that's not piano playing, though.
Right.
I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a pianist.
Not the piano man, the
he's
Billy
the
Joel.
piano man. He's the piano man. I did clarinet, and then I play guitar. Like I said, I wouldn't call myself a bass player. I dabble in it. I wouldn't call myself a lead guitar player, but you'll see me playing around with it.
Because you can play the hell out of the guitar. I mean, I see you, and it sounds
Yeah,
great.
I've been doing it since I was 12.
and I was going to ask that.
Since
How long
I
you been
was
playing?
11.
So that's your main primary, besides your voice,
Yes,
the guitar.
It's a guitar.
And yours?
Guitar. And I like to think of myself as like a rhythm section player. Like I can play bass, piano, drums, guitar, sing a little bit.
Okay.
But the guitar I started playing when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you played it just in your room or big crowd, or like when did you get your start? And this is for both of you.
Let's see. I mean, I basically started my uncle. He lived down here in Houston area, and so when I was a kid, he'd come up visit my family and play guitar, for me and my brothers and stuff. So I got really into it, and so he taught me like House of the Rising Sun and stuff like that. But I think
The Animals played
the
that.
Animals, yep. And so I really got into it, and I think 14 had a garage band with my friends, and then we started playing shows, and I probably didn't play big shows until my later teens, early 20s, but I was always actively playing shows since I was a kid.
Did that give you like an adrenaline rush?
Oh, every time. It still does.
Do you still get it?
Oh, yeah. I think that's why let's talk about addictions. That's one of my addictions.
All right.
Is what's the next show? What's
what
the
are you
next
obsessed
gig?
with, man?
I think just you never really know what you're signing up for. You could go to perfect plan. It could be to the T. It could be perfect on paper. This is the greatest date, and it's still something that, oh, I learned a new lesson today. So it's, I don't know. I think that's what I'm addicted to is what's the next gig and how can you be prepared for it.
You're always thirsty. You're never full, right?
Yeah.
You're just constantly looking for the next opportunity, for the next gig, and just that next adrenaline rush.
More than that, I think not just the next gig, but I think just the idea you're playing in a new place, a new audience. It's a new feeling.
It's always different,
Yeah, exactly.
right? I like that. I like that concept because it could be monotonous. You can go through the motions, and I've seen that with artists or dancers or whatever, comedians. They're just kind of going through the routine. They're kind of bored with it. They're kind of burned out. But you guys obviously aren't burned out. You guys put all your passion and your heart and your love into what you do.
But you're right. If you end up playing the same spot with the same people and the same thing years and years, and years can fly by. I mean, you see your musician people get bitter or jaded, or I mean, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, and you're not truly growing as an artist.
Exactly. So
or as a person. So you started playing when you were 12.
Yes.
And you sang first, right?
Yeah,
kind of give me
so
some
I was
background.
my first show was when I was 12 at the Jackson Auditorium on TLU. I was part of a mariachi group.
That's here in Seguin.
Yes, in Seguin, and so that's where I got my first start, I guess, as far as performing music. That was the first time where I was like,
Did you think you were Selena?
do this forever. No, I didn't. No, I had a lot of makeup and thick braids and the tight pencil black skirt. I did not feel like Selena.
Do you sing Como la Flor and all that kind of stuff?
I don't.
I'm sure you sang it in the shower or in your bedroom or something.
Yeah, of course I know all the songs, and of course I know them all by heart. But as far as performing wise, I don't perform.
Is that a tough song to sing? Como la Flor or anything by Selena? Or Beyonce?
I don't have a hard time with it.
Have you ever played Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You?
Yes, I have seen that.
How hard
sung
is that?
Played it. Well, I like.
Do you hit
to
those high
perform
notes?
it. Yes, I do.
Man.
Yeah,
can hit those
at
notes.
last, I like
Last,
to do
Etta
that
James?
one too. Yeah, those like classic ones that you belt out. Yeah.
I love Etta
done
James
some of
songs.
those.
At Last and I'd Rather Go Blind. Have you sang that one?
Yes. I actually used
I
to
would
cover
love
that
to
one
hear you
song.
sing that.
That song I used to do. I used to play when I used to perform at the Triple Crown in San Marcos. That was part of my set over there.
No shit.
Yeah, that used to be part of my set.
Etta James. A lot of people don't know who the hell Etta James is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's who Janis Joplin always.
Yeah.
She said anytime she went on stage and tried to sing, she said she was never trying to make a sound of her own. That she was always trying to imitate Billie Holiday or Etta James. And so that's.
Those
She
are
was a very
pioneers.
special place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you obsessed with?
What am
asked him.
I obsessed
I
with?
asked him what he's obsessed with. He said he's just getting out there and just getting that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
What are you obsessed with?
Gosh,
doesn't have to be
just
music.
Music, just in general, I guess. Just
Eyelashes. Right?
No, it's not my eyelashes. No, that was just my drama. That was just my drama. That's a pretty good life if that's your drama. It's your eyelashes.
That's third world problems. Our first world problems.
Yeah,
actually. First
exactly.
world.
I'm very happy that this is my biggest problems. But as far as what I'm addicted to,
Or obsessed with.
I got just going places, figuring out what it's all about, taking lots of pictures of my kids, running around with them, and really making sure I'm obsessed with making sure they have as many experiences as they can.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
always trying to
Make memories.
show them something new, have them try new foods. I'm always like, do this. They're like, Mom, could we just hang out at home and chill? They tell me, they remind me to slow down.
Because you're always out, right?
But I think that's just part of my personality.
Always an adventure.
I'm always doing something. I'm always
Even-
getting in the middle of something.
Even when you're not playing,
Even when I'm not playing,
you still got to
I'm-
go out and meet people and just hang out.
I'm writing stories now for my record label, and I met an editor, and he's going to help me pitch them out. So, and then rumor has it that I might have my own radio show in Tacoma.
Boom.
So, I have all kinds of things that I'm more of a culture junkie, I
Oh, yeah.
guess. So I guess if I'm not performing, then I'm watching someone perform, then I'm promoting someone, then I'm helping one of my friends create their show, I'm helping someone brand themselves. Like earlier I walked in, I was like, hey, look at this logo I just
Yeah, you
created
did.
for my friend, know. So I'm always I love helping people in
That's your
just
obsession.
people, helping people in experiences, and I love helping people experience things.
I love that, man. I'm kind of similar. And my wife and I, we're always out. When I'm home, I feel like I'm missing something. And I'm she's
Oh, we all FOMO.
I love
He made
hanging
me
out.
go home right after
Yeah.
the barn dance this past Saturday.
So you
It
were
was raining hard.
You were barn
I know,
dancing,
I was
right?
still ready to run around.
Put on my boots, tried some two-stepping, and then started doing that, Texas flood rain thing. I was like, no, we got to go.
He's from Seattle. He was like, it's raining. We got to go.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
But you're
it's
used
going
to
to
the
be
rain.
more fun underneath the,
Yeah.
I said, then we
No,
can
it's not
really
like that
hear
rain
the
around
drops
here.
on the tin roof. And he's
Yeah.
like, Samantha, I heard about the Stevie Ray Vaughan song. We got to go.
Hey, I love me some Stevie Ray.
Oh, yeah, I love Stevie
Yeah,
Ray
that's why he
Vaughan.
moved down here.
Huge influence.
Yeah. So did it rain? I was indoors. Did
Oh, it
rain pretty
rained a
bad?
lot. It rained pretty bad. Yeah,
Oh,
so it
Saturday
rained
night,
all the
yeah.
way. And then, so we're coming back through San Marcos, and I said, oh, I'm going to stop by my buddy's house, right? Because it's, we're hanging out, and it's 4:20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, I have some friends. I'll be up. And he was like, no, we ain't going with your old trouble friends. You get your butt over home. You go get your...
Hey, we keep each other out of trouble.
Yeah, so you remember we were talking about accountability and being there for each other in the
Right.
sense of holding each other accountable. Because he was like, well, you got a show tomorrow, and so, come on.
Gotta
you
get up
know.
early.
Yeah, but you know how I just it was my daughter's weekend with her dad, so I thought, oh, okay, this
Yeah.
doesn't happen all the time. So
I only need 3 hours of sleep.
yeah, exactly.
How many times have you said that?
Exactly. See, and I'm not saying that he's more of a homebody than me, but he knows when to go home.
It's all situational.
Sir, you are too responsible.
It just depends.
He started partying at a
When-
young age.
I got out of my system a lot earlier.
So on your playlist right now, Evan, what's on your playlist? Your top 2 songs? Not yours.
I mean, I can't
Top
think-
2. That's pretty easy.
I know what it is.
Oh, you
What is
do?
That one he had to
Like if you're at the gym,
JD Domi and JD Beck.
Yeah,
you
that's
had
a
one
cool-
of their songs in their head the
their
other day. You
collaboration
were
with
like,
Snoop
oh,
Dogg was awesome.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Or that's what
So,
you were singing it the other day. You were like,
JD
he was
Beck and
walking
Domi,
around
or
the
these-
house
So
humming
it's this
it.
drummer actually outside of Dallas. This kid, he's really good. His name's JD Beck, right? Am I saying that right?
JD Beck and Snoop Dogg collaboration.
Oh
so
man,
is that
it
on
was so
Spotify?
cool.
Yes,
it's so
it's
cool,
sick.
and it's like
It's so
it's a
good.
really cool chord progression, and just hearing Snoop Dogg do his thing, but these people do the music over it I was like, that was really cool.
Hell yeah.
And that's something like you're talking. What's something that's new that?
Yeah.
And so these are kids that are, I think, really pushing the musical spectrum, but then taking relevant artists to work with.
Yeah, I would
So
love to
that
see
was
them
cool.
blow up on a even bigger level
So-
than
so
they
these
already
guys
have.
So they're
just-
not famous, but they're playing
Well,
with
they're
famous
famous
people.
to me, but they're not
Yeah.
like the
'Cause you know
Beyonce,
about 'em.
Taylor Swift kind of like
Post Malone when he
superstar.
first came out.
They're just not celebrity status, but they're playing
well,
music
they're
with celebrities.
But I just, oh my God, their
You know.
music is just amazing.
Do you remember
I
when
could go
Post Malone came out? He came out on a J-Rock. I know you're not on a mic, but he came out on some kind of music app. Post Malone. SoundCloud.
SoundCloud,
And he had that song White Iverson. And that shit blew up. And that's what made Post Malone who he is today.
Yeah.
So are these guys
Yeah,
kind of
Post
similar?
Malone he's from Texas.
Dude,
oh
that,
no, well
that
they're
dude
not.
can
they're-
sing.
This kid is like a prodigy drummer.
They're like
Okay.
technical. They're
Yeah.
amazing
Instrumentalists.
instrumentalists.
Yeah. A lot of people freak out because they're like, how do you know so much about useless shit? Because I mentioned Etta James. I mentioned all these.
Yeah, you're
Cannibals.
keeping up
We're
with
just
us.
opening the
You're-
music
This is just
library.
stuff that
You're
I
doing great.
every
all
day. I
genres,
just
all people, all time
yeah.
frames.
Smashing
Yeah.
Pumpkins. When the hell did somebody mention Smashing Pumpkins or Everclear?
Yeah, exactly.
Not very often.
No, not very often. So what's on your playlist?
What's on my Jamie Doty Plank is on my playlist.
Same thing?
Well, because also, what was that? I was listening
There's
to
some lately.
Thundercat. I was listening to.
What's that one
Well,
your
not-
daughter
not-
likes
not
to listen
Doja
to?
Cat?
No.
No.
What was that?
No, not Doja. Well, and I know hate against Doja Cat. What was that one song she had?
She's
That
dirty.
I really liked.
She's
that
nasty.
Say So. That Say So
Yes,
song. I was
yes.
Yeah, I could. Now, when I was cleaning the house, I was like.
Yeah, but I don't know what she's doing. She's getting a little freaky these days.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Evan
little
had
out
to
there.
unfollow her.
Who's getting freaky? Samantha or Doja Cat?
Maybe a little
Hey,
both.
takes one to know one, right?
I think both.
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about my dirty little secret.
Yeah, so when I first heard Dirty Little Secret, I thought that it was something provocative.
Yeah.
But no, it's about
No,
something
nothing
serious.
to do with me.
It's
No.
about yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if you were her Dirty Little Secret or what.
Yeah.
Nope.
But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on. I like to have you guys on more often.
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
fun to be on here.
If we can.
Yeah, come in and just talk about music.
Dude, just talk about anything. Just like if
Anything.
we're at a coffee shop, just having conversation.
And for those people who are listening, if they want to hear more music, they can visit songwritersamantha.com, and you'll find all the Instagram and Facebook links, and you can hear the SoundCloud streams and see some videos and see what the tour is looking like for the Pacific Northwest and Texas.
He beat me to it. Look at that.
So, you know.
I know. You see, he's a manager. He's just
But-
like
He knows.
I know you're wrapping things up.
no. So he knows.
You know.
Spotify, we can catch you on Spotify.
Spotify, too.
Spotify,
What else?
Amazon, Pandora, pretty much any platform that you digest your music. You'll see. Just type in Samantha and then Dirty Little Secret or Samantha and People Today, and then I should pop up.
And you guys are growing.
Yeah, so we've only put out 2 singles, and I know everyone's like, well, where's the album at? And it's kind of like, well, when there's other people involved, and right now we have one of our singles on a very important desk, and so it's kind of we're in a position where if we release more of our music, then that label can't release it, and then so it's
Gotcha.
kind of like, and we already have all the songs lined up and the album's ready to just boop, go in there record. So
That's exciting.
it's
I
exciting.
was waiting for the right timing.
Yeah, and because I wanted to release it like a year ago, and they were like, actually, with the way things are changing, you should just wait. And I thought, oh, this is crazy. And then with all these country albums dropping, I was like, oh, okay, so okay. That's when we start understanding. Okay, Samantha, music industry. There's
Right.
music, and then there's industry.
Yeah.
And anybody can be a
Competitors
great
and-
musician, but can we sell the music?
Yeah, you don't want to put it all
Anyone
at the
could
same
just-
time as these
Yeah,
other guys.
so it's kind of like, it's once you know, and because everyone's just like, well, just put it out. And I could put it out, and it could reach 5,000 people, and I'll have a great day. Or I could put it out, and it reaches 5 million people, and I'll still have a great day, you know?
So that's like the musical algorithm.
It's
Just like with
kinda-
social media. You don't want to post at 2 in the morning
No.
or 3 in the morning because nobody's going to
Yeah.
see it. You want to
Right.
post at a specific
Exactly.
Yeah.
time. So same thing with music.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, I make music all the time, and I do sessions with all kinds of people, or I do ghostwriting and stuff like that. So
What's
you know,
ghostwriting?
That's where you get paid to write on someone's album, and nobody knows.
You don't get credit.
You don't get credit.
That happens
No.
a lot, doesn't it?
It happens more
than
than
you
what
think
you
so.
think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people don't. You'd be surprised who doesn't write their songs.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
whole.
they say-
We could talk about that
whole
some
nother
other
They say,
time.
they say Drake's a huge ghostwriter too, bro. As big as he is, he's
Yeah,
a
the
big
most
ghostwriter.
the most I've ever gotten paid was like, I think $500 for one line,
Wow.
and that was cool.
I'm in the wrong industry, Jerry. I have a lot of lines that I can get.
Well,
I'll take 250.
I'm gonna try writing my little
250.
articles and seeing if I could get some words per, or however they. I don't know how they pay people. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep being myself, and I don't worry about money. It just comes in,
No.
and that's just how the flow in the universe works. So.
You treat people good and you build valuable relationships, the money's going to come. Of course, we all don't want to think about money and live for money, but we all want to be successful.
Yeah,
and
we all
with
gotta eat.
success comes financial gain. And of course, I know what you're saying. You don't put all your eggs in a basket just on money, but the money will come. Treat people good. Put out value because you guys provide
Yes.
value to people.
Yes.
And people provide value to you. And that's the circle of life in music. You know, those little girls giving you gifts and all that fills your heart.
Yes, it
You know,
does.
so it just
fills
it's
me
just-
up at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
Yeah, sometimes, and I've wrote this, I covered this one song at this winery, and I never really thought of it as like I would impact anyone. And she just came up and she was crying because she said, you know, my son passed away and he used to play that song on the guitar. And I just, man, just to hear it, she said, I didn't, how do you know that song? Nobody knows that. How old are you?
And what was the song?
It was a John Denver song.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called Lady. So it
John
was-
Denver?
Yeah, it's a John Denver song.
So that John Denver is not full of shit.
Yeah, no.
Remember that from Dumb and Dumber? Yeah. I thought the Rocky
Hey,
Mountains were a lot
baby
rockier
babies.
than this.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just, I feel like it's not so much you get paid in
Mm-hmm.
all the time in money, but sometimes just being able to be there for someone.
You get paid with
is
love
paid.
and value.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I feel like that's how I feel.
Guys, you guys are an amazing duo. I'm a fan. I need to go out to one of your shows though.
Yes, you do. We'll be in Hutto next.
Hutto
time.
is-
Closer will be Buda on
Oh, we're
Mother's
gonna be
Day, right?
Meridian. Yeah, we're at
It's
the
about
Meridian.
35 miles
Beautiful
off the road.
venue. Yeah,
If
yeah. Oh, yeah. Come out to the Meridian. It's going to be a Mother's Day show. I'm going to have a special gift for all the mothers there. So it's going to be a really nice time. I'll have Evan there playing guitar with me, of course.
Hell yeah.
I'll keep all the jokes at home. It'll
Yeah.
be a,
Don't make
it'll
fun of
be a
Evan.
nice show.
All right.
It's okay. She pays me per joke. It's all right.
As long as she's
Yeah.
taking care of you, you're good to go.
We take care of each other. It's all
Yeah.
right.
It's good.
All right. So let's reiterate. Spotify, Amazon. You're coming to Hutto. to Buda. There's a lot of things going
San
on in your
Antonio,
lives. San
Austin.
Antonio.
Tickets are going to be on sale next week for all of our shows up north, and so that's
We'll be playing Seattle and the cities surrounding.
Yeah, and then if you're going to be in the Pacific Northwest, if you want to see me at a festival, I'm headlining one of the stages, and so come out and come support your Texas girl.
And you're on
There.
Instagram and on
Yes.
Facebook?
Samantha Folkenlin, like folk music.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on Instagram?
Yes, that's on
And on
Instagram.
Facebook?
And then on Facebook, I think it's just the handle is just Samantha.
We actually tagged you, so
Yeah.
if you follow us, you'll be able to
Yeah,
access
follow. Oh yeah, and make sure to follow the social media plug. They're always
yeah.
interviewing everyone
Follow
in
us,
town,
right?
Too.
And in interviewing, taking the time out of your day and out of life just to sit down and meet all the people who create our little community in our world and who are making an impact, not just on a local level, but also on a mainstream level. So
Thank
it's
you.
always
Global.
This is what we're obsessed
it's
with.
the kind of like it's just and it's just we all need each other, and so thank you for giving us an outlet to be able to share
Yes,
a bit
thank you.
who we are and our story, because we need you.
We love what we do. We're obsessed with it. Our goal is to build everybody up, and that's truly where our heart lies. So yeah, everybody has a story, and we want to make sure we highlight as many people as possible. So we do that. So with that said, we want to thank everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chiming in. Follow this dynamic duo, Samantha and Evan. You guys are on your way to stardom. I can see it. Your name and lights in Vegas and beyond.
Well, they might be lighting up in Reno because we might be playing at a casino there.
Reno,
staying there
Nevada.
for a week.
Make
so.
sure you win big. All right. You can
far.
find us on the Social Plug Podcast, which is this platform here. We're always powered by Social Plug Media. Today's episode sponsor is wingmanforlife.org, led by Sean Triglia and Jason Procaccino. Those guys are veterans, Air Force veterans specifically, and they got it going
Aim
on.
high.
Aim high. Your daddy's an Air Force
Yeah,
veteran.
24 years.
Yep, I'm a Air Force veteran as well, and we love the Air Force and we love the military. We always
Exactly,
support
we
the
do.
military.
I do. I
So
love those guys.
wingmanforlife.org. Thank you guys for what you do, and everybody watching. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and at socialplugmedia.net. With that said, we are unplugged from the Social Plug Podcast, where we connect you to level up, and we'll see you next time.